I'm not gonna lie. Everything about this wildlife refuge that I was seeing screamed secret KKK rally spot. Let me put this fucking. Yeah, KKK still exists, and not even just in different form. They still exist in the form that they've been in. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers will still dress up in them fucking dumbass outfits and shit. They'll just do it in seclusion. You know what I'm saying? But I've actually had white people tell me about two different areas. One is up on the peninsula. You start getting into an area like Gloucester and shit like that. Um, I've done plenty of work in Gloucester. I've known white people from Gloucester that have been cool. But I remember this one dude, he heard I did some work up there, and he's like, yo, he's like, man, be careful out there. He's like, you know, they still have KKK rallies and stuff. And I was like, the fuck? But yeah, he claims that they do up there sometimes. There's a spot just over the border. I'll throw in a good word for you, Faith. I'll find out what's going on there. Um, that's what's up. I appreciate that, Faith. I'll holler at her. No, but there's a place called Knott's Island where I was also told like it's right over the border of Carolina. Like I'm literally about maybe 20 minutes from. No, I say about a good 30, 40 minutes from Knott's Island. But I was told by white people don't go to Knott's Island. They don't fuck with black people. They got the KKK there, all that shit, right? My dumb ass, I was like, nah, yeah, I won't fuck with them. But then one day I was like, I was in the area, and I like to explore because I'm stupid sometimes. I like to explore. So next thing you know, I go into Knott's Island, and one of the first things I see is like a trailer home that's using the Confederate flag as their curtains. like I lied to you not, yo. Yo, what up, Mr. Hassanas? Um, but they're using it as their curtain and shit, right? And so I was like, no. So I got protection, but I don't carry it with me. I don't. And I need to if I'm gonna start doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I went into Knott's Island, and it wasn't enough just for me to be there. I like to explore things. And so all of a sudden I see there's this wildlife refuge. And it was just an opening to the wildlife refuge. So I go in there and he said remind you of Obama. Hey, well I'll take that as a compliment. Um it's going good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I was cranky in the early part. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say cranky, but then y'all make me laugh and smile and shit. It's fucking up my crankiness. And that's making me cranky. but what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I go up into this wildlife refuge, and I'm not gonna lie. Everything about this wildlife refuge that I was seeing screamed secret KKK rally spot. Let me put this fucking camera down. I'm tired of seeing that damn bump on my forehead. Nah, but everything I was seeing like screamed KKK rally. But what did I do? Just kept driving back there further and further. I probably drove a good mile and a half back into this wildlife refuge in the middle of Knott's Island that I was told to stay out of because it's mad racist and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't. I'm still here, DeMille. I'm still here. No, but what was crazy about that shit was, like I said, I went like a mile and a half back there, and then me and Nova get out, and Nova went in between these weeds and shit. There was like this little dock and shit. So I was like, oh shit, where's she going? So I go over there, and there's a fucking girl. There was this white girl out there in the middle of nowhere, and she was just by herself fishing. And I was so confused because it's like I know some people are into fishing and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there's an element of relaxation that comes with the fishing, from what I'm told. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to drink beer, some people like the waves and this and that. You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of nowhere. The water's completely still, so there's no wave crashing. There's no tree coverage. She's in, and it was a super hot day. And I just remember like, what the fuck is happening here? Like it was just, so I had to ask. I was like, yo, you don't want me asking. I was like, I have to ask. Like, how did you get out here? And she said that one of her friends, somebody dropped her off way earlier, and they were supposed to be coming back. But I suspect that she might have been squatting. Because come to find out, what the part that I left out was I drove like about an hour and a half into this wildlife refuge, and the only reason why I stopped is because there was a gate that kept you from going any further. It said that there had been some flooding, but right where this gate was, there was like this old two-story like dark wooded structure, and I don't know what it was for. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't too far from where I see this girl. So the story that she told me about somebody dropping her off out there and shit, I don't know if I'm buying that. I'm thinking that she was probably squatting in that house. She's probably homeless, squatting in that structure, and the fishing thing is probably what she does to feed herself or something. I don't know. But she didn't look homeless. She didn't look dirty. You know what I'm saying? I did think about having her. Now let me stop. Nah, she was a decent looking girl, but I was just like, yo, this shit was just crazy, man. Like I said, out there in the middle of nowhere. So then I was like, you know what? This is crazy. Let me get the fuck out of Knott's Island before, yeah, like you said, it is a setup. Somebody running out of these bushes and shit. And so then on the way out, that's when, like, you know, that white Beamer that I had was a stick shift. And I love driving a stick. I do. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, I saw shifting. We hauling ass out of there. Marsh on this side, stream or river on this side. And I just remember I started giving it so much gas and shit that the car just started floating. And it started this kind of shift and turn toward the river. And I was like, oh, no, no. And then I just kind of just let off the gas, and luckily that bitch settled back down and shit. And then we never went back to Knott's Island. I'm staying my black ass out of Knott's Island. Cause could you imagine if I would have crashed and then the EMTs would have showed up and the police and they all KKK? Like, he said it is in Forza. I was just playing some Forza. I was. I promise I was. Yeah, I know. It would have definitely been a wrap, yo. Like, honestly. Because some years after that incident, I was talking to one of my customers who's actually, she's a white girl. And I told her about what I was told. And I told her the same story that I just told you guys about how I still went into this wildlife refuge and all that. And she was like, yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And I was like, for real? And she tells me that she grew up in Knott's Island. And she moved away. And she said that when she moved out, her dad ended up buying her this car. And she was into, like, you know, she hooked it up. You know, she was still young, so she hooked it up with rims and tint and all that shit. But then she told me that she came back home to Knott's Island to visit. And she's driving into town. Nobody had seen her car before, you know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, a cop gets behind her. Starts following her. And then lights her up. Pulls her over. Said that she rolled down the window. Cop walks up to her car, walks up to the window. As soon as he saw that it was a white girl, he told her she was good to go. And that's what this was her story. And she didn't say it was like, yeah, because he knew me or he knew my dad. She said, yeah, he walked up. She was like, I rolled down my window. She was like, as soon as he saw me, he said, you're good. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me, man. Oh, thank you. That's what's up, Mr. Hassanas. I appreciate that. That's dope. That's dope. I like that. I like that. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, you guys, I think I am about to get ready to hop up off of here. I tell you what, how about this, man? I'm gonna drive for 5 more minutes.